What's going on, boys and girls? We're going to talk about another fragrance from the house of Game of Spades, and I don't hear anyone talking about this one either, so um, I'm excited to get into it, kind of, but it's inspired by a fragrance I'm not too fond of, but the ladies and the younger men definitely are as well, so strap up, this one's for y'all. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Let's wrap up with this one. Game of Spades King Parfum. There we go. And this one is when did it come out? 2021, so one of the earlier releases of Game of Spades, and you'll know once I show you the bottle. And this is supposed to be a dupe of Herba Pura. Herba Pura, as a lot of these folk like to say out there. What do I think about this scent? I like to smell it on a woman, but I'm a little too old for it. I feel like this is like for older women wearing this. It's like trying to feel, what's that song Taylor Swift sings where she's like, I'm 21 or I'm 16. I think she's had like 2 songs like that where she's just reminiscing on being a young girl with no responsibilities. This is that girls just, anytime I smell Herba Pura, I just think, the girls just want to have fun song. It's teeny bop to me, but it is fancy from the actual Xerjoff, but in a very, it's like the most juvenile fragrance in that category. Just kind of hotel vacation fun, not a care in the world, But yeah, King is going after Herba Pura, apparently. Let's see how accurate that is. 2 sprays to the wrist, 2 sprays to the strip, and let's see what it's hitting for. I think my opinion on Herba Pura is like old man syndrome because like most people love Herba Pura. Like it's one of the most popular Xerjoff fragrances, and most people aren't as old as me. So, so if you're still living life and your life isn't more mundane like mine, you are outgoing and would love something fun and fruity as a fragrance. So this is interesting. This kind of has like splashes of Lyra from Casamarati, Xerjoff's line. Like because it has a bit of like a creamy lemon, like a creamy lemon ice cream or custard more. It's got more of a custard texture to it with a backdrop of Herba Pura. This isn't Herba Pura to me. The scent is very close, like at least 80% close. But I feel like this has an overarching like vanilla push to it that Herba doesn't have. And there's a twang on it that kind of feels like lemon, not lemon sorbet, but like literally a milky lemon custard. And it's a great smell. In fact, I even tend to like this a little bit more than Herba Pura as a smell, not as like a full-bodied fragrance. Because Herba Pura always really was very musky, and it pushes it towards smelling like, exotic like hairsprays and shampoos that women would wear at like 5-star hotels. This is a little bit cheaper smelling, but I actually think that benefits the profile because that knockdown of musk makes this more flirtatious and less of the scent memory to hairspray and things like that. Let's go ahead and switch windows real quick and see what we're dealing with. 4.48 out of 5 with 146 votes. For a fragrance that's been out for 5 years, only having 146 votes isn't that helpful. But let's see what's in it. Orange, lemon, and bergamot. Again, this also reminds me a little bit of Dulce Melodia from Suspiro. A lot quieter, a lot softer. But yeah, this is somewhere between Herba Pura and Lyra from Casa Marati, but it feels eau de toilette. It feels like a robust eau de toilette. I mean, it is a parfum concentration, so I think it's true to that. It's just normally parfums are richer, and this kind of has like an eau de toilette feel with a parfum concentration. It's really hard to really explain. Orange, lemon, bergamot fruits, lots of vanilla, amber, and white musk. I'm not mad at this. It really does dry down into more of a vanillic scent. You get more of the orange lemony thing probably within the first hour. But I really feel like the dry down is just going to be a lot of musk and vanilla. Let's go ahead and wrap up, guys. I don't want to spend too much time on a review like this. It's not bad. It's definitely... It's good. It's good. I'm not going to be hating. Somebody said they get 12 hours on this. Yeah, I mean, if you cake the sprays on, I mean, but what's the experience like? You know, like a 12 hours as a 1 foot projection scent, or like, you know, is that thing growling? Let's go ahead and wrap up. Let me give you guys some usual suspects. I do feel like getting something north of 6 hours intimate, or not an intimate experience, north of 6 hours as a robust scent that's out there and people are turning heads to is totally realistic. Like 6 to 8 hours for sure with this. But like after 6 hours, that thing's going to start quieting down because it has a very light airiness to it, even though within that frequency, it is rich. Seasons on this. Fall, winter, and spring, summer nights, but it's more of an occasion, vacation, hotel, anything by the water, anything fun and playful, flip-flops and shorts, white tee and shorts, capris, Daisy Dukes, all that stuff. That's what this scent is. I do think it's a feminine-leaning unisex fragrance. Unlike Herba Pura, this one has a quite more of a significant push of vanilla and a little bit more of a dial back of the musk. And the top notes have a more of a soft lemon custard, soft vanilla lemon custard feel over the top notes. So it's like a 80% close, 20% remix. Sprays on this, I think if you're indoors, you go 4 to 5 and you're going to be singing. But if you're outdoors and being outside, I'm still going north of 10 sprays. Even though this feels like one of the more stronger fragrances out of the lineup, I'm still going heavy outside because these fragrances as parfums aren't as loud. They're just, you know, substantial within the 2 foot projection. Alternatives to this, there's so many Herba Pura renditions. You guys all know them by now. But I think as a Herba Pura remix fragrance, it's solid. I give this an 8. Solid 8. It's on par with Jackpot, but Jackpot is closer. Like, it is very accurate. This is a twist with just as much quality and push. This has the same level of lift as the Jackpot. And so finally we're getting some substance, stuff that can really go the distance and not be a skin scent. And again, Herba Pura is one of the more simpler compositions, so it doesn't have to be that complex to really get accurate in terms of the texture and weight of the fragrance to feel like not a cheap fragrance. Again, 8 out of 10 for me. Price point is $220, but you can get this fragrance under $100, even closer to like that $60 to $80 price point for 100 mil. I think that's really it. It's a good scent. I'm jocking it. I like it. I would like to smell it on a woman. I also think, like, as a man, you know, I've been interested in you know, I do have Lyra, but it's hard to wear as a man, but I just love the smell so much. But I do think as a man, if you wanted to get into Herba Pura, you know, you get this for your girl and you steal a spray or two from it here and there. But this is in the realm of that Herba Pura, Lyra, kerosene unknown pleasures territory. Lemon cupcake, lemon custard, kind of girl hairsprayish, shampooish, hotelish, exotic fruits on a buttload of musk, vanilla type of stuff. It's nice. And for a vanillic scent, this is more about musk and fruits than it is about vanilla, but vanilla is a good part of it. It's just not like your typical vanilla musks that you would see in designer women's fragrances, you know, like the bougie marshmallow, the Billie Eilish cloud or Ariana Clouds, the Billie Eilish stuff, all that pillowy vanilla bomb stuff, or the Yara Candy, Yara Pinks. It's not like that at all. This is much more musk fruits with a good 30% blast of soft, airy vanilla in the background. 8 out of 10 fragrance. Again, this was Game of Spades King going after Herba Pura, and I give it an 8 out of 10. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Talk to me. I do talk back. Let me know in the comment section, have y'all tried King? How do you feel about it? What are your top 3 fragrances in the Game of Spades house that you've actually put on your skin, not just on a test strip? Interested to see if your experience is similar or different than mine in terms of how I feel about these fragrances so far. Again, I just feel like this house is a teeny bop house. Like, there's Louis Vuitton, right? I almost feel like Game of Spades kind of was like Abercrombie and Fitch and Aeropostale back in the days, how it's like a very preppy, you know, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but it's just like a very preppy kid kind of, you know, the cool kids or the rich kids kind of smell, you know, non-urban. We'll say it like that. And so that's what LV kind of feels like, you know, that fancy teeny bop. We're rich. We drive around in our parents' cars and stuff like that, and life is fun. That was a thing of the past, and now this, you know, this is the new LV, right? Like, and I'm interested to see your guys' thoughts on it as well. Game of Spades feels like the new LV in a lot of ways. Like for people who don't want to spend $300-400 on fragrances, you can smell even cooler than LV fragrances by just copping all these clones and having these cool, flashy, colory bottles that everybody's the new hip thing, the new LV looking kids on the block. You know, Game of Spades is really feeling like affordable LV, even though they're going after Lafayette and the Blue Talisman and all that. Those are all kind of LV-ish concepts anyway, in their style. So it's fun, it's hip, it's cool. It's not like the quality is, though juvenile and youthful, still balanced and blended. Just the ultimate playful, we are kids, it's fun to be, what's that song? Teen Spirit? What is that song? The A-Team? You know, just stuff like that. Like, it's just so carefree. You picture like a bunch of kids in their swimsuits after partying all day, riding around, you know, down a San Francisco hill, you know, in bikes and cars and music blasting. That's what this whole line feels like. But, you know, there's a lane for that, clearly, because so many people are into it. But I'm interested in a lot of you adults north of 25. Like, you know, have you been really gravitating towards this, or is there anything you absolutely love? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. I think I'm out at this point of Game of Spades fragrances, but I did blind cop a bottle, and I'll tell you why when we do the review, because I want to see how these things come out of the big boy nozzles and really give it a full wear as a full fragrance. And there's always been one on my one apple of my eye that I've said, you know what, even though I'm not really drawn to this house, I will own a bottle just to say I did, and we'll see what it's hitting for. If I'm not feeling it out the nozzle, you guys will get it in the giveaway, because I do think these are quality, and there is an age group and an interest group for these scents so far. So hope you guys have enjoyed my reviews. Let me know if you want me to get something else on my nose, and hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week, and until next time, peace.